Hi, I'm Ting Yuan, a Year 3 psychology student. I'm also a student in the Music Cognition module, MUA 3230, taught by the amazing Professor Kat Agres, and today I'll be sharing with you about my final project. So before I start, I'll just give a quick overview about the module as well as the final project. This module provides an introduction to the cognitive science of music. Throughout the module, we learned about various aspects of music perception, as well as emotions, performance, and composition, and even computational approaches to music, among many others. We had two options for our final project. The first was to examine how performers and composers communicate meaning and emotion in music by analyzing a piece of our choice. The second was to develop a new idea for a music based intervention to help treat any disease or disorder. Both options were very interesting, and I had to take some time to consider which option I wanted to explore. Ultimately, I chose the first option, which was to write an extended abstract on how performers and composers communicate meaning and emotion in music and do a presentation on it. So, to further elaborate, we had to consider what are some aspects of perception and cognition that composers might consider to make their music more accessible, meaningful, and enjoyable, and how performers interpret the score to emphasize the musical structure or convey emotions. So, the aim of this project was to really allow us to freely and creatively apply what we had learned from the content in class. I really wanted to choose an interesting topic that many people would find to be easily applicable to their lives. I decided to explore the genre of film music as it is a genre of music that I personally really enjoy as well. And I wanted to take this opportunity to analyze film music deeper to better understand the composer's intentions through the piece, which led me to my topic. So, it is the use of timbre and instrumentation in film music to convey meaning and emotions. Film music is often produced specially for the film's narrative and is used to induce vivid emotions that is congruent with the specific movie scene. So it serves as a way to contribute to the emotion and meaning of the story. The main musical theme often recurs throughout the film. However, the composer will tend to vary the timbre and instrumentation each time the theme is used, so as to convey a specific emotion that is suitable for that scene or the character. So these are some of the famous movie themes that I'm sure many of you would know. The first one is Jurassic Park. And the second is Harry Potter. So you can try to recall whether the theme appears numerous times throughout the film and when it happens. Timbre refers to the tone color. It's the frequency spectrum of the sound that gives rise to the perception of timbre. And as you can see from this diagram, different instruments have different timbres. One of the ways composers communicate emotions in music is through the use of instrumentation. Some examples would be the cello, which is often associated with melancholy, and the oboe, which is associated with conveying sadness. It has been found that the ability to recognize intended emotions is significantly enhanced depending on the instrument. What this means is that it is important to choose a suitable instrument in order to be more successful in inducing a certain emotion. So the earlier example that I gave was written by the same person, John Williams. Today we'll be exploring another one of his works. I'm sure you guys are curious as to which piece that I've chosen. So the piece that I will be talking about will be from Schindler's List, which is a historical film set during the World War II and Holocaust period. I think we can all expect what kind of emotions the music in this film needs to convey. So you guys might know the theme of the movie. So the piece that I've chosen to explore is called I Could Have Done More. It was used as the background music of the very emotional ending scene, where Schindler bids farewell to his workers whom he had saved, and the workers present him with a ring, attesting to his role in saving their lives and in saving Jewish lives. Upon receiving the ring, Schindler breaks down from regret that he could have done more and saved even just one more life, hence the title of the piece. The thematic material of this piece is mainly based upon the main theme, which I've played earlier. In this piece, the composer uses a variety of different instrumentation throughout the piece to bring out the emotional nuances of the scene. Some of the instrumentations that he uses are mainly the solo violin, along with the rest of the strings ensemble, as well as the wind instrument. To further convey the emotions of regret and sorrow in the scene, we can hear that the performer uses some expressive features such as pitch bending, as well as rubato tempo. So I'll be using three snippets of the movie scene of the piece, and we can then see how the different timbre conveys meaning and emotion in this scene. So first one is the theme.
It's Hebrew from the Talmud that says whoever saves one life serves the world entire.
So this theme is played by the violin and the cello in unison. The cello adds extra depth and melancholy as compared to the main theme that we heard earlier. The theme enters during Schindler's scene, establishing that the violin part is portraying his character. The second is the B section, and I'm going to play the second example now. So the B section is where the wind instruments play the melody. In this scene, we can see how the entry of the wind instrument as the melody seems to be aligned with the worker's actions. So the wind instruments have a more rounded tone as compared to the violin, and it seems to be portraying feelings of sympathy and comfort between the workers and Schindler. So the last scene is also the main theme. I'm going to play it now. So this time, the melody is played by the strings ensemble, while the violin actually deviates from the rest of the strings ensemble in terms of the melody as well as the pitch range, despite it also being the main theme. So the higher register of the violin used is also similar to the cry of a human voice, seemingly to portray Schindler's deeper inner emotions, while the theme being played by the strings ensemble portrays all the workers. So there's a juxtaposition between the solo violin and the strings ensemble. So I thought this piece was a very beautiful example of how different instrumentation within the same piece is used to convey meaning and emotion in film music. So with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening to my final project. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to share my project with you. I hope you found it to be interesting as well and had some takeaways from it. If you're interested, you may also check out my written paper that is linked on the website. Maybe the next time you watch a movie, I hope you'll be able to enjoy the music at a deeper level as you consider the emotions and meaning that the composer was trying to portray. And for any students out there who's interested in music, psychology, and all things in between, Do feel free to check out the module as well. Thank you.